Welcome to Garage Talk. I'm your host, Paul Humphrey Sr. And this week, we're going to hang out with Brian Camo. He's my special guest for this week. Welcome to Garage Talk.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Hey. So we're going to talk about a few things you do in your garage here. You have a couple of hobbies and also your business. Because you own a company, Como's Custom Creations, and you're the founder of Family Affair Motorsports.
We are. Yes, we are.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about the motorsports.
Motorsports. Well, when you moved here, and Greg moved here, and cousin Greg, and all of us are gearheads, I just thought it'd be a cool thing to put a tag on it, and we get together and do what we do. I got the space for it, and I was doing it anyway.
Right.
So why not?
Yeah, cool. So far as the motorsports and stuff, what all you got going on?
Well, Como's Custom Creation, general contractor. Do mostly remodeling. I haven't built any major buildings in a while. Last major project I had was a garage that I wish I had. It was a 3-car garage with 3 doors, and it was really nice. I mean, it had been perfect for me. The whole time I'm building it for this guy, I was crying. But yeah, I do mostly custom bathrooms and kitchens. I try to stay on the high end side, but I don't turn down anything. I'll do a patch or a repair or something simple. Can't do tile floors much anymore. I don't have the knees for it. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we kind of tackle everything.
Okay. So you do custom shelving,
Custom, I make furniture. I like making furniture. I think that kind of keeps me tied to my dad because he made furniture. I don't make anything along what he does, or what he did, but I try, and I have all of his equipment for making furniture. So,
So we know you're good with the house stuff, with the building houses or customizing houses. Now you did something I saw a while back. You made some saddles for your motorcycle.
Oh, saddlebags.
Yeah, customized those, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that goes to my automotive thing. Back in the day when I wanted to build race cars and stuff, nobody let me in their shop. I took welding in '81, just to build race cars, and then I moved up here, and it was almost like a joke trying to get in some of these race car shops. But over time, the things that I wanted to do are customizing cars and whatnot. It costs a lot of money. I figured, well, I'll just do it myself.
Right.
Trial and error, and I've gotten pretty good at it. Now, I'm not the best, but I got pretty good at it.
Okay.
And I like doing fabrication. On the Dart, as you know, I did a lot of fabricating to that, and that's what I call a half-frame project. And this one, 67 Barracuda, will be a full-frame car that I'll do all myself. And if I don't know if I'm gonna buy a kit or buy a tube bender. Kit would be easier, but tube bender would be more fun.
Yeah, I know you. Now, as far as the Dart, what modifications did you have to make on that?
That Dart has frame connectors, because on Mopars they're not unibody, because on Chevys, the unibodies, you can take the front part apart. You can take the front clip off. And on Mopars, it's all welded together.
Okay.
I mean, you have front frame rails, but they're welded to the pan, your floor pan, and then the rear end is also welded to the sheet metal. So anyway, I made frame connectors, which connects the front frame or the the front frame and suspension to the back. And I what do you call that? Moved the springs inboard 3 inches and mini tubbed.
Okay.
I cut out the trunk pan and fabricated my own and stuck that in there for a drop sump fuel tank. So the fuel tank's sitting in the trunk.
Okay.
The body mods, the body mods came in '88 or '89, where I was hanging out with these guys that built real custom cars. I mean, some really nice custom cars. And they gave me a bunch of stuff. Anyway, they gave me the front clip is from a Ford Taurus. The side pieces are from, and don't get to jumping up and down, they're from a Chevy Astro van.
I know you still have a little love for Chevy.
And the back piece is from a Nissan hardbody. And I just cut them up and put them on there, like I said, trial and error, made them fit. And it looks pretty cool. Every time somebody looks at it, they go, "What the hell is that? Is that a Nova? Get out of here."
I smell a little Chevy on there.
Is that a Nova? Get away from me.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's coming out cool, man. Now, with the motor, what you got going in there?
That motor, it's Slant 6. It was the original motor that came with the car. And originally, I was going to customize this car, put killer stereo in it, and just a rolling stereo. And then, me, I got to messing with it and said, okay, well, I can do this, and I can do that. And so, I need a little extra power. This was my thinking. I need some extra power to make sure the alternator keeps working. So, anyway, I got some 9-to-1 pistons in it. I had the head shaved 100, so the compression should be around 10.8 or 11, somewhere in there. I have a 440 lift cam, which was the 340 V8. It's the cam that came with it when it came from the factory in like Dusters or Demons or whatever. And those were their 300 horsepower factory small blocks. Had that cam in it.
Okay.
And that lift.
Right.
I'm not saying it'll work the same with the 6-cylinder, but that was the lift they had. And let's see what else I do. I got a 4-barrel. I forget the people I got that 4-barrel from. I'll think of it in a little bit. Long tube headers, which I'm finding out you can't find anymore for that engine. Yeah, all of them are short, and the preferred performance ad is the long tube headers. So
you
got
all them goodies on that Slant 6, huh?
All them goodies on that side, way more money than I should have spent. But like I said, I started playing with, ooh, I can do this. Ooh, I can do that. And then I started reading about it, and I said, damn, there's people out here running 8 seconds with 6 cylinders,
Yeah.
I didn't think you could do all of that. And the more I read, and the more I started adding. And anyway, so, yeah.
Okay, cool. So now,
yeah,
what's
buddy.
your plan? What's your plan for this baby behind us?
Since I got this, and you were with me, since I got this, all I could think about is what I'm going to do to this and getting started on it, But I have to finish the Dart. But, yeah, buddy, I can't wait. And I got a bunch of extra parts with this, and I've been selling them, So I've been finding out that because this car is old, of course, the parts are going to be, kind of hard to find and cost a little bit. But I've been finding out some of the pieces on this thing are worth a lot of money,
Yeah.
Like these, the backup lights. They remake them, but the glass ones that came from the factory,
Right.
Everybody and their grandfather looking for them.
Really?
And they're yeah, little lens like that paying $250 for one of them.
Wow.
That's what I said. But you can't have them because I'm keeping them. This full frame, sheet metal interior, maybe. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna manipulate it yet, but 800 horsepower 440
So?
with carburetors, not nitrous oxide, not turbocharger, not supercharger. But then I have a picture of a '68 Cuda as my screen thing on my computer.
Yeah, I
With the
think I
blower.
saw that.
Good Lord have mercy, that thing looks good.
So
But,
you're going that route without the blower, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just high horsepower, and I don't know, the way it's going, this will probably be my last project. So,
Yeah.
you know,
So once we get these rides together, we're gonna do some shows.
almost definitely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some running.
Yeah, that too. We caught that on the
Yeah.
mic, so
This is gonna be the money maker here.
I know that's right.
Yes, sir. That's gonna be the money maker. And my old decrepit ass. Yes, sir.
Now, there's one more thing you do that I enjoy twice a year, and you have these smokers in the
Oh,
back,
yeah.
and you make
All
smokers.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the smokers, man.
The smokers is another thing. You know, coming from Chicago, and our family, as you know, we used to good food. And I moved out here to Arizona, and I like barbecue, you know. And I'm thinking about the places back in Chicago. You go get, I forget the name of this place or where it was, but you go down there, and they've dropped 2 slices of bread in a container, a handful of French fries, and then a couple of handfuls of rib tips, and they just cover it with barbecue. Oh man, that stuff would just be. I move out here, and they got these places out here claiming to be best in Phoenix, and yeah. I mean, I have to give it to them. It's cooked well, but with no flavor, and they make up their taste in barbecue sauce. Well, that's not barbecue, you know. That's just cooking,
Right.
and and taking nothing away from them. You know, it's just cooking. But again, I'm looking at. I want to barbecue. I started barbecuing. Well, a grill just wasn't cutting it. Started reading about smokers and found out how much a smoker cost. Well, hell with that. We'll just make us one.
Again,
First-
back in the garage.
The first one was hideous, but it worked, and they just got progressively better. And that's what all this stuff here is, to make a better system. I have a trailer on the other side that will make a really big smoker, so I can pull around to shows and whatnot and sell some of this stuff.
That's
I
cool.
do have the best barbecue in this state.
I can believe that.
Oh,
That's why I got them tree branches over there at the house.
oh yeah,
So we could,
I forgot all
you know,
about
Thanksgiving
that.
is coming up. I want me a
That's-
smoked turkey.
There you go. That's not a problem. That's a good idea. That's not a problem, though. I forgot all about that wood, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to messing around, and I started selling them. And why not? What the hell?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So what's the process of cleaning them?
Well, dump it out, of course, and then you fill it up with TSP and water, and you let it sit for a couple of days. You shake it up a little bit, but the TSP will clean it all out. And then after it's built, they do what you call a burn. You just kind of burn out the inside, and anything that was left in there is gone. The TSP will take care of it. The burn will take care of the rest. So yeah,
Well-
it's safe when it's done.
Yeah. I know the food come out good.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
So anything else you like to add?
I don't really do bike motors much, but I think that's my next thing. I mean, I got a bike in here, and I can mess it up just as bad as anybody else. That's another. I made a mistake, as you know, of taking taking my truck someplace to have somebody do the work that we could have done. But it was 110 out, and I wasn't doing any
Right.
of that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, so here, fix this for me. Yesterday, I just got finished going over what everybody else did, so I should have just done it myself, you know. But, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, all right. Cuz I appreciate your time, man.
No problem.
It's cool.
This is fun.
Yes.
This is fun.
And that's going to do it for this week, Garage Talk. Hanging out with Cousin Brian. And I'd like to thank him for taking his time out to share this with us early in the morning.
He didn't take time out. He dragged me out of bed.
Yeah, I did. I dragged him out of bed. So, but hey, until next week, we'll see you for more Garage Talk. Dr. PhD, take us home.